Well, I headed back into the mountains over the weekend, back into Union County. Do a little muzzleloader hunting. And I done a lot of footage too. And I happen to have a lot of little stories to share with you around the campfire. Some of my own personal stories. This is just one of many little stories that I'll tell off and on in the next few weeks. So, I just want to share little things with you, my personal stories. So, I'll just share them with you. And around this old campfire, it's such a beautiful place here. The weather changed a lot, but that's the way it is on top of these mountains. So, I hope you enjoy. Welcome, friends. Welcome to DONNIE Law's East Tennessee Outdoors. Well, anyway, I'm lucky enough to get drawed on a hunt, and I'm in the mountains of Appalachia, East Tennessee, to be more specific. And I thought I'd share a little story with you here while I'm here around this old campfire. Something I haven't told many people, but I'm going to share it with y'all. Back when I was a young man, probably 18 or 19, I got to start deer hunting. And I got married when I was 18 years old. And I'm still married today. But anyway, I got getting with my in-laws. I'd done a lot of small game hunting all my life, mostly, since I was big enough to walk with my dad. But I never got to do no big game hunting. Well, I got to doing some with my in-laws. And we went to a place that it was way off. And I got lost. I'll just come out and tell you. And I won't tell you the story of how I got lost. Well, anyway, we went to a place up in southeast Kentucky, in McCurry County. Some of you might know, just above the Tennessee state line there at Big Southport, called Peters Mountain. It's a wild place. Nothing but gorges, river gorges, and cliffs. And you can see here in the pictures what it looks like. It's a rough place. And anyway, I even got some pictures here of when we was camping. And it was cold up there. It was about this time of year, about the middle of November. It was in 1977. I went up there hunting. I was about 19 years old. Well, anyway, we went there hunting. I bet you it's down 12, 15 degrees that night. We camped around the fire here, built a big old fire. Just cut a big tree down as soon as we got in the woods, made a big old fire. Well, anyway, we got up the next morning. And I went out in a ridge here with my father-in-law. And we forked off from there. Well, I didn't know nothing about big game that much. Well, I got to hearing some grunting going on and stuff. Well, it was a deer. Now I know it was. And it was in some brush there in that old laurel thicket. Well, instead of me just sitting still and waiting, I thought I'd pull that small game stuff on them. I would sneak up on them. But no, you don't sneak up on them deer. When I started into that laurel thicket real easy, I heard them take off a run. So I eased on through there and they was gone. Well, I eased on down through there and there was a big old gorge cliff there. And I found me a way to get down in that hollow where they went off to. Well, when I got down in there, I worked my way around there and I could find big old beds where they'd slept all night, a herd of them. But they never did come back. So I laid there for, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours up into around lunchtime. And I thought, well, I know where I was at, so I'll go back to camp. Well, when I went back the way I thought I went, and I must have went below where the camp was on them big old mountain ridges there, and passed on past the camp. Well, I said, well, no, this ain't the right way. So I turned around and went back the way I was at. And went on even past where I come up out of that gorge. Well, I said, well, this ain't right at all. I got turned around. I got to thinking. I said, well, let me go up here on this ridge, the top here, and I'll find a road or I'll find something. Well, I went up on top of that ridge, and when I did, I still didn't recognize nothing. And when I was on top of that ridge, all I could see was like 4 or 5 mountain ranges, just out of sight, nothing but mountains. And people say, oh, well, you can follow a creek down. Yeah, you can follow a creek down in these gorges. Well, he twists around these ridges and stuff, you walk 100 miles. I said, that ain't going to work. There's no population here in these mountains. So I went on down the holler, went across the ridge to another ridge. And when I got up on that ridge, I said, I'm going to find me a logging road. I was looking for a logging road so I could walk it out. Well, I found one. So I took off walking on that logging road to maybe find another road. Well, that logging road dead ended. Well, I said, that's no problem. I'll just turn around and go the other way. So I turned around back around that log road, went right back past where I was out on the logging road, and it dead ended on that end. So it was just an old logging road that had been abandoned a long time ago. Well, what am I going to do? Well, I went down the ridge, down the holler, up to another ridge. This time I found another logging road. I walked it out, it dead ended on the ridge. I said, well, yeah, I'll go back the other way. Well, this time it went out to another road, and then it went out to a better road that's more used, gravel, and I found the main gravel road there on top of them ridges. And I walked myself for about a mile till I found that finger ridge where we come in on the camp, and I did find it, but it took me about 4 to 5 hours to find my way after I quit hunting. So it was late in the afternoon, and father-in-law and all of them was kind of worried about it, but you keep your code. It wouldn't have mattered if I hadn't made it out of there all night. I could still build a farm. I mean, old country boy will survive. But that was just a story of me getting lost. Now, this old Peter's Mountain, you don't know nothing about it. It is a wild and rough place. I hunted it 2 or 3 more times after that. You get in these gorges, you get down in them, you can't get out because it's just cliffs on each side. But I never had no more problems out of that. So I thought I'd share that little story with you. Hope you enjoyed it.